Biden now is currently is trying, pushing, all of his efforts and his administration to reach and secure the ceasefire between Israelis and Gaza and Hamas, and this is including, the support of Egypt, Qatar, and now they add up. And what I heard that it's Turkey gonna to play a role in working hard about these ceasefires. Of course, the White House now, this is very crucial time. They need to get that deal done for two reasons. First reason, number of hostages uh, were Americans, and they need to get Americans back. This is one of the uh, good things for that administration, and just to polish what we called, the notion that Biden administration was really, yeah, what I say, didn't really give, I would say, that strong power that United States has to push, for that agreement, either from two sides. Something is really different than Lebanon. That difference is actually the hostages problem. Uh, Biden still blame Hamas. They didn't really succeed to give a positive notion to achieve, the outcome of negotiation. But didn't really blame Israel for or blame Netanyahu for that number of obstacles Netanyahu created, to stop that deal. This is why I don't feel optimistic, about the ceasefire in Gaza pretty soon. But I'm sure, Biden administration is working hard to stop that fighting, to get that ceasefires as soon as possible. Second, what I feel that situation probably pretty complicated in Gaza, not like Lebanon. Probably Lebanon was much easier than Gaza. There is like a tit for tat. The Biden administration was working hard to let the Saudi and Israelis normalize their relation and bring these guys together and recognize each other
Okay.
officially and
Okay.
exchange,
Well,
the diplomatic mission.
Dr. Ashraf, you mentioned the differences between the situation in Lebanon and the situation in Gaza. But could the Lebanon-Israel ceasefire influence negotiations for a Gazan peace deal?
Uh, this is what I'm hoping, but in terms of thinking about the hostages problem, it is still one of the major failure of Israel mission in Gaza, because they didn't really reach to release the hostages. So this is still a big deal for Americans too. So this is why I'm seeing, probably Gaza will not be easy like Lebanon, negotiation on the ceasefire. It seems to me it's probably gonna to be difficult. And maybe yesterday I was very optimistic, but today uh, it seems to me like, after Biden approved that kind of arms, transfer arms to Israel, more than $600 million. This is mean they gonna to give that huge support to Netanyahu, and this is the way. I'm sorry, I'm not optimistic about, the situation in Gaza, and if it's still the idea of pushing Palestinians out of Gaza, this is still on their agenda, and this is really require uh, a huge support and a huge collective actions gonna to be created among the Arab states, Jordan, Egypt, Gulf states, to stop that proposal. But that proposal is still on the table, and this is why it's still very dangerous to be uh, dreaming, or to be dreaming that is, Netanyahu, that Biden can really
Yeah.
end that soon.
Okay, well, you mentioned there the arms deal. At the very moment that Biden is supposedly pushing for a resolution in Gaza, he has signed this $680 million arms deal with Israel. What do you make of that?
This is mean that is Biden is still giving, like Netanyahu, that huge support as he did in the past, before a year ago. Stopping selling arms to Israel with one of the tools that Biden can really control the Israelis' decisions, to get that deal done, for the ceasefire between Gaza and Israel. But my concern that is if Israel, ended or reached to the ceasefire with Lebanon, the Israelis gonna to move with full capacity to deal with Gaza aggressively and bloody. This is not really a good news for me because I was hoping that is both of that war in Lebanon and Gaza stopped at the same time. So, so for Gaza, it seems to me we're gonna to spend another time to try to think about what the new proposal that that Itmar Ben Gafir, Smotrich plus Netanyahu, what they need really to execute in Gaza, uh, more than stop or reaching the ceasefires or get the hostages. Um, I'm not optimistic, and probably they are waiting at Trump or
Yeah,
the new administrations. Probably they can get more support and energy um, from that administration, to push harder
yeah.
to execute their, bad scenario. And unfortunately, it is still on their table as long as Ben Gafir and Smotrich they are performing and they
Absolutely.
have that control on Netanyahu.